It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Tokwe Makadike. How are you?
I'm grateful.
Nice. Your earrings are very small. They're really small.
I'm grateful.
Could be bigger.
I'm very, very grateful. Saturday was allocation of one of my company's estates, and it was the best allocation we've ever done. So, to put it in context, allocation is when people that have bought land get access to their land to take possession, and we've gone through some allocations where customers are like wading through the bush because we delayed a bit and grass grew, or we didn't plan for enough people, there was not enough snacks for them, or transportation was a bit challenging. And as every allocation, we've made the effort to get better, and this was our best one yet. And I'm really, really grateful. As in, the feedback from all our clients was good. We put in the effort, they saw the result. Even my husband was shocked. He was like, "Is this Ire?" So the story behind it is, for a full year, we couldn't access that land. We were pointing to it, and some customers were like, "I'll not buy it," because the road was bad. And then in 2024, they did the road.
Wow.
The place is now very open, appreciated, and
that's good.
Oh, congratulations.
yeah, I'm happy.
You're not telling us about the money that has been coming in.
The money coming in,
The money already coming. They're not just like money. The money has already come.
the money has already come. Yeah, it's allocation, but I'm really, really grateful.
It's a good feeling.
Yes, it is. Yes,
satisfied.
Yes, that was a really big one for me, because hearing people say I would have bought more, or I'll tell my friends about it. It was a really, really good one, and considering all the challenges, I'm truly grateful to God. So I'm grateful, and this is 4 years of doing business in real estate. I am grateful.
Good.
Oluwaseun.
Hello, Ramatu. How are you?
I'm doing well. I didn't sleep very well last night. Mosquitoes. It's not like I didn't put insecticides, but I think the insecticides that they do these days, they are not really effective.
The mosquitoes have developed resilience.
It's like, and we have nets. Maybe when they are coming in, they will just move back and then fire into the net and come in. I don't know. Because the mosquitoes are just... I sprayed the room. I sprayed the room and everything, but still, every night, for the past 2 weeks now, and I've used different insecticides. I don't call their names, but like 3 different ones, but still, they are not so effective. Oh, please, if you are into the production of insecticides, please add more.
So on behalf of Mariam, let me speak on the environment. The external environment needs to be put in place to ensure that
the environment is in place.
We are not breeding the mosquitoes.
I don't know where they're coming from.
You know, there's this thing I'm even worried about. People have malaria and the symptoms seem very serious, quite severe. And I'm wondering if there's a new species or an evolved species of mosquitoes out there. Because my daughter has been dealing with malaria actually, and something that, you know, usually malaria in a child, maybe a day or two, but it's taking much longer.
Same thing when kids have kids too.
It's just malaria.
My kids are still home.
Yeah,
the mosquitoes are exactly.
So just for context, when anybody takes malaria drugs and they don't finish using the dosage, body builds resilience against the drugs. So the new drugs you take next time, they're not as effective as before. They say it's important that when you're taking malaria drugs, we finish the dosage. If not, we will not be forced to treat malaria for a long period of time.
That's not my case.
I really love your...
I love you
have the silver too, right?
Yes,
yeah, I do. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing, taking care of a sick child. I really want to, because she's writing common entrance exams, so she's missing school, missing lessons. And she, in fact, I think I said it, she had to stop a particular common entrance after she had just written one paper because she fell ill. So, yeah, I hope she gets better soon.
Yeah, she will.
She's definitely irresponsible. So, you know, I was complaining to you that you didn't get the common entrance list. Yes. They have sent it since January 8th.
You got?
You didn't check it?
I got it. I didn't check it. So I now sent it to the person and said, please, can you resend?
Yeah.
I said, oh, sorry, you don't have the document again. I said, I have to get to the school. I don't know, I just feel very irresponsible.
You're busy.
So, like,
you need to put someone on that.
Yeah, to help me sort it out, because I would like the kids to write as many, because they've started writing.
Yes.
Okay.
And for me, it's important that she writes as many to help her get ready for the one that she really wants to get in. Yeah.
So terrible. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Tolling of highways begins. FEC approves 758 billion naira for pension arrears. First Lady lifts victims of Niger tanker explosion with 100 million naira.
Good.
UNICEF to military. Include protocol in training curriculum. SEC regulates capital market with technology. NIMET alerts Lagos Ogun Delta rivers on mid-year flood. And clearing agents reject 4% levy on imported cargoes by customs. Okay, which story are we starting with in the nation?
Let me start with the major headline. The reintroduction of tolling on some selected expressways kicked off yesterday on the Abuja, Kefi, Akwanga, Lafia, Makadi highway. The 227.2-kilometer road is among the 9 expressways scheduled for tolling by the federal government. It was rehabilitated through a preferential credit loan from the China Exim Bank. So other roads listed for tolling include the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Second Niger Bridge, Abuja-Kano Road, and Makadi 9th Mile. The Minister of Works says that the toll order for the roads has already been gazetted, and according to him, saloon cars will pay 500, sports utility vehicles and jeeps will pay 800 naira, minibuses 1,000 naira, and multi-axle articulated vehicles 1,600. Frequent road users like commercial light vehicles as defined under the Federal Highway Act will enjoy a 50% discount. Then authorized bicycles, pedal cycles, tricycles, motorcycles, and other modes of 2- or 3-wheel transport used by mainly disadvantaged populations will be offered 100% discount. I don't know why I didn't like the way that sounded. And they said that the reason for this, whatever is taken, will be used for the repayment of the loan. And this was something that was in the contract, you know, even long before he became minister, and so that's what they are going to do.
So let me take the First Lady's story. So the First Lady of our nation, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, yesterday donated 100 million naira to the families of 70 victims of the oil tanker explosion that happened in Niger State. If you recall, it happened on January 18th at Suleja. Speaking at the Niger State Government House in Minna, Senator Tinubu said she donated the money to alleviate the sufferings of the victims' families so that they don't feel so much of the impact of the disaster. According to her, they usually write condolence letters to the governor each time they are aware, but this time around she just felt that it was important for them to add some money into that. So 100 million naira to rehabilitate the families. They're looking at 70 families, of which they'll give $1 million naira each, and the balance will be shared amongst them to help them to get other expenses, food items, you know, housing and stuff like that, just to get them to ease the impact of the disaster that happened.
Fantastic. Okay, so I have the UNICEF story. They said the UNICEF urged military authorities to include the global agency's protocol in their training programs. They said the document tagged implementation plan for handover protocol for children encountered in the course of armed conflict in Nigeria and the Lake Chad Basin region. They said this document highlights issues that concern the protection of children on the basis of international human rights law. And they said this will ensure that the document will ensure the protection of the children and those impacted by military operations. They said most times when there's a conflict, the kids that are in their custody, they are trying to make sure that at least they release them within a week, max 2 days, 3 days to UNICEF. Usually the military will hold on to them for a very long time, say 2 weeks, but now they are urging and asking them that they should please release them within 2 to 3 days. So and they said that they said they shouldn't take so long, just like I said, and they said no child should stay more than a week from the time of encounter.
Okay, so I'm taking the customs story. The clearing agents have rejected the 4% levy on imported cargoes. They said that the Nigerian Customs Service, they were not carried along. They felt that according to the law, let me quoting the former national president of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Custom Agents, Kayode Farintu, he said he didn't hear of anything of anybody going on strike, but that they should have informed them upfront that the Customs Act 2023 required proper notification before any change will take effect. But they're implementing that change right now, according to that's why there's this report that they've changed the exchange rate from 952 naira to $1 to 1,356 per dollar, which is significant increase on the cost of cargo clearance. And there is a 4% duty that is also going to be implemented. So he said when the National Assembly had this conversation before it was passed into law, but none of the agents who are going to be involved were carried along. Then they signed it into law, and the custom is saying, it's signed into law, so we're going to implement it. And it's like, we did not, you did not pre-inform us. Many of us already have cargo that is already on ground, and we already had a budget of what was going to cost us, and now this change in price would be affecting it, that they would really, the hike rate would cause huge burden, which would ultimately make a lot of importers and consumers will be the one to carry the burden, and it might cause failure in their businesses, and that they are not, the agents are not the one going to carry the cost. The people that they are going to be made to pay, some of them already paid in advance for the goods, and now they will not have to go back and meet them.
Okay.
Policy shall need to have a proper implementation period so that it will not cause burden on people.
Next paper is The Punch. Marketers may dump NNPCL as price war with Dangote rages on. Democratic Republic of Congo soldiers, rebels clash, death toll hit over 900.
Wow.
Gunmen kidnap 7 Ondo travelers and 27 suspects arrested. Police arraign suspended Ogomonarch and hunt accomplices. Death toll rises to 15 in Ebonyi. Community headsmen killing. Tax reform. Reps set for fresh debate. Hold closed-door sessions. Lagos Assembly may write Tinubu over Obasa, says GAC members. And government releases power tariff hike guidelines for discos. Let's take one story for the break. Who has a story?
Okay, the death toll in the invasion of Amagu and 2 other villages in Inkalaha community in Ishielu local government area of Ebonyi State by suspected Fulani herdsmen has risen to 15, they say, while many people are still missing in the area. So Tuesday, suspected armed herdsmen had on Sunday morning, invaded the community, killing 10 people and burning houses. But then they're finding out, after then, that more dead bodies were found in the bushes, and there's still so many people missing. They're alleging that these are Fulani herdsmen that attacked the community. The deputy governor of the state visited the community, and she's given an ultimatum to the security agencies. She's given them a 24-hour ultimatum to fish out all the suspected killers. And she says no government is happy to see their citizens being killed in a bloody manner. This is a horrific scene to behold. If you look at those corpses, they are the younger generation that we lost. This is truly a sad occurrence. The North is constantly dealing with things like that. I just hope that we're able to figure this thing out. I don't know why it takes so long to be able to catch them, how they're able to go to these communities, commit the atrocities, and still leave without anyone being able to identify or arrest them.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our paper review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Thanks for staying with us. So to my favorite story of this season. It seems as though marketers may dump NNPCLs as price war with Dangote rages on. And it's my favorite because what we've been asking for a while is competition. Healthy competition. So I like the story. It says some oil marketers are beginning to change the logo of the NNPC on their filling stations as the dealers dump the franchise deals with NNPCL due to the stiff competition in the prices of refined products in the downstream arm of the oil sector. It was gathered that many others are considering the move, particularly those of them in Lagos, following the recent crash in price. If you recall, Dangote recently slashed his price from 950 naira per litre to 890. I think I have it somewhere here. 890 per litre. So now, obviously, lots of these independent marketers are obviously to achieve adequate product offtake of a cheaper rate at the deregulation downstream sector. They are now all considering patronizing Dangote. Many filling stations formerly affiliated with the NNPCL are now being renamed and rebranded under the ownership of private oil marketers, particularly in Lagos and surrounding areas. So, I mean, this is good news because it's obvious that a few stations, 2 main stations have actually exclusively signed with, not exclusively, signed with Dangote to get large quantities. So these 2 filling stations are already they are selling it at that price, and people have been giving some really positive feedback on this, on the Nigerian fuel. It's really is much better than what we used to have. So, well, we're happy that marketers are beginning to see the real.
No, whichever is Nigerians are better marketers. We win. Nigeria wins. I only buy petrol from 2 stations.
Yes.
I did not mention. I just buy from.
But there's queue. The queue there is.
No, I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Remember when we used to queue for bad
fuel? I stayed there, waited. I queued for 20 minutes. I waited.
And it's true. And it's true what they said about the fuel lasting for a very long time.
Yes.
I went to Ibadan and I came back. I had a full tank to Ibadan. I came back. I still had over the just below the half tank.
Okay.
I still have back from Ibadan. I'm like, what in the bananas is this? So yeah. Let's move on.
Okay, so I have the story of the gunmen who kidnapped 7 people. They said the Ondo State Police Command confirmed the abduction of 7 people along the Benin or Akure Road at the Ifon area of Ose local government area. Sorry if I did not pronounce it properly. They said the incident happened. They were coming from Akwa Ibom actually on a commercial bus, and it happened around 12 a.m. But so far, that's the police public relations officer, that's Mrs. Fumilayo Odulomi, said that their men are already making efforts to rescue the victims from the kidnappers and arrest the perpetrators. And then on another news, they're saying that the Ondo State Security Network Agency, that's the Amotekun, have said that they have also arrested 27 suspected criminals at different locations in the state. And these suspects, they mentioned some of them, their names, but they said one is Adu Ojo. This one is specialized in ATM fraud. That's his own specialty. Then there is Ayodele Ayodele. He's a serial rapist. Wow. Then there is Mafo and Asara. Those ones are due to their rape. They rape too, but conspiracy and all of that. So they mentioned all their names. And then there's one other one, Idris Umaru. This one was caught illegally grazing on a farmer's land using underage headers. So they said all these ones too, they are also helping in coping to make sure that these kidnappers are apprehended.
Yeah, I have a story in Punch, the Obasa story. Very interesting turn. After several meetings that took place in the Governor's Lodge in Marina, Lagos State, between some lawmakers, GAC, and I think maybe, I don't know, they didn't mention whether the governor was there, but he was at the governor's lodge, that the decision has been made that the lawmakers might be writing, the lawmakers in Lagos House of Assembly might be writing a letter to the president over the removal of the speaker, asking him to come back as speaker and consider resignation. Some of the GAC members that spoke to correspondents of Punch said that the meeting continued Monday, Tuesday, and they argued that his removal was illegal and disrespectful of the leadership of the APC, saying that GAC is the highest decision-making organ within the APC in the state, and party members hold the majority of the position, and most of the party members that hold majority of position within the state were put there with the support of the GAC members. And so the GAC have made a decision and that the letter will be written. A GAC member, Chief Moraino Taiwo, has said that the lawmakers are the mind of the party, and the lawmakers had made up their mind that they will be retaining the current speaker, Mojisola Miranda, but that they should allow the former speaker to come in and resign. I just feel like all of this there's rule of law. He's inside the party. He should not come inside the states. Again, it's a state. It's a law, like a state assembly. I, with all due respect to GAC members, we need to be careful of the legacy, because GAC members are adults. They would, in the next 30-50 years, they would all go. But what they do will live on and can determine if another GAC member that might not have their same moral compass will now impose decisions. So we need to be careful of everything we're doing to ensure we're protecting the future of our states for our children.
Governor of Interior warns federal government over hardship. FG launches $124 million cholera control initiative. Electricity subsidy to gulp 2.4 trillion naira in 2025, says federal government. Government okays 248.68 billion naira for 14 critical road projects nationwide. Court orders final forfeiture of 1.1 billion naira, over $392,000 and 35,000 euros recovered from ex-First Bank's staff to federal government. And police rescue ASP 2 kidnapped victims in Edo. Which story are we taking in Daily Sun?
The cholera initiative, control initiative. So the federal government has launched the National Strategic Plan of Action on Cholera Control, NSPACC 2025 to 2029, $124 million initiative aimed at eradicating cholera in Nigeria through a multi-sectoral approach. It was unveiled by the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, who emphasized government's commitment to cholera prevention, preparedness and response. He was represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Ms. Daju Kachalom. The launch was hosted in partnership with NCDC, that's Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, and international health partners. They said this marked a significant milestone in Nigeria's effort to combat cholera and safeguard public health, and it marks a huge amount of money which we would like to see being used judiciously in this. So they emphasize that this would involve other sectors as well. Everyone hands on board. They said cholera has been eradicated in many countries. We should be able to eradicate it in Nigeria as well. So they believe that this initiative will go a long way in making sure that we're able to achieve that.
Okay, any other story?
Yeah, the FX. So the Nigerian foreign exchange dips. We have a reserve that has really appreciated under the present administration, but in January there was a dip in the reserve that Nigeria has because the CBN, in trying to stabilize naira, had to increase the sales of dollar to BDCs. They said that the decrease is by 1.16 billion, reversing the 598.58 million gain achieved in December. So in December we had gain, but in January, because we had to sell, there was a little bit of dip. Is the economy up and down, but as long as the policy aligns with the long-term goals of the country, it should be good. And it's also supposed to help to stabilize our naira, which I'm sure many Nigerians are happy about. So it's just update on the dip. I wanted to understand what that dip meant. Maybe it's a bad thing, but really it doesn't look that bad since it is solving another problem.
Vanguard, alarm as cartels target teenage girls for organ harvesting. I never said Tinubu Akume Kalu were corrupt when I was EFCC chairman, says Ribadu. El Rufai slams Governor Sani over his sycophantic support for Tinubu.
Oh, wow.
FG to roll out 7 million smart meters in 2025. NCA gives Kenya Airways 48 hours to apologize to passengers' maltreatment. FG flags off tolling on federal highways. And FG to take over incomplete Lagos-Ibadan Express sections by April, says Umahi. Okay.
Okay.
Story.
Okay, so I have the story of an interesting story. They said Ribadu, they said the leader of the Northern Star, that is Hajia Naja'atu Muhammad, she said that the security advisor, that's the NSA, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, in his capacity as the chairman of the EFCC, when he was the EFCC chairman, labeled President Bola Tinubu, Akume, and Kalu as corrupt. So and now Nuhu Ribadu now came out to say that he said that the accusation is is malicious, demanded a public apology and retraction within 7 days. But then his lawyer came out, that is Dr. Ahmad Raji, said that that privately or public, our client has never expressed the above viewpoint about President Tinubu, Senator George Akume, and the Oji Uzo Kalu, which are attributed to him. In fact, our client has never held such a viewpoint about the president. Hence, it came as a complete surprise to him when his attention was drawn to their said publication by you against him. So they are expecting her to retract that statement within 7 days. If not, she's going to face the law.
Major headline?
Yes, this is an investigative report, and it's about organ harvesting. You know, in Nigeria, they said that in Nigeria, an unacknowledged crisis is escalating as young persons, especially girls, are being lured into dangerous underground organ trade. They said they are promised money or medical treatment. These teenagers, unknown to them, they have their ovaries harvested and then sold. Most of them come from poor backgrounds. They are targeted by criminals posing as doctors or trusted figures who offer false hope, promising a better life. But behind the lies is a horrific market exploiting their fertility. They say that this illegal practice thrives in, within the Nigerian healthcare system, and although many are unaware, doctors and human rights activists are beginning to speak out. The story that was highlighted of 2 teenage girls who were lured that way, they said that their ovaries were harvested without their consent by a doctor at a private hospital. This happened in Ogun State. They said a lady had acted as an intermediary between the doctor and the girls, and the case was then when was reported, because their father got involved. How did he get involved? He says his daughter was ill. It was her siblings that noticed that every time she would go to eat herself, she was using some sort of catheter or something. So they questioned her and they realized that this had happened. They said they took the matter to the police, but unfortunately nothing has come of it. They've talked about, people who would go into hospitals and they'll have their kidney harvested without their knowledge, So this is something that is brewing and hitting up in Nigeria right now. We need to be careful. Young children, please. See, they are going for children. They said from 14 years, so we need to be careful, especially girls. They said they offer them promises like 100,000, 150,000 for these things.
Imagine. Okay, finally, the federal government, through its Presidential Metering Initiative, PMI, is accelerating a nationwide rollout of 7 million prepaid meters starting this year.
Sounds good.
This is expected to finally put an end to the practice of estimated billing, giving consumers confidence in what they are paying for and ensuring transparency in the electricity charges. This was set up with, according to the special advisor to the President of Energy, that's Dr. Olu Arolu, the hygiene. Now, my worry is that I've been on this table for 12 years. And I have read this same headline over and over again. I hope this time around we see the 7 million meter, because I don't think we've ever, there's always one story or the other.
Yes.
So she explained that the metering will also improve revenue collection across the sector and will attract investments needed to strengthen Nigeria's power infrastructure. So we'll see how that goes.
Can we talk about the container? Our power situation is very, very bad right now.
Yes.
Very bad, very bad. And as well as this Kenya Airways matter is really, really bad. It is really, is it our topic?
Where's going to short break? I should be asking you, because you have read.
This, we need to discuss it.
Short break, and we'll come back. We'll continue with the show. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
tuned.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take.
I choose to
close the show. Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musiki.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam! Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment with Pure Entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sachet, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Thanks for staying with us. Join us on the show to discuss the launch of the new Samsung S25 series and its unique features are Stephen Okwara, Head Product Management Mobile Experience. We also have Oge Madogo. She's the Head of Marketing, Samsung Electronics West Africa. Join us virtually is the writer and producer, the smart money woman, Arese Agu. Thanks all for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
So let's start with this new upgrade, Samsung S25.
Okay.
Tell us a bit about it.
Okay, so basically, last year, if you can still remember, we introduced the Samsung S24 series, the first full-fledged artificial intelligence smartphone. You know, with lots of AI features that actually improved how people utilize their smartphone. Of course, made people become more productive, but it lacked some limitations, you know. That limitations was the ability to preempt actions and, of course, make necessary suggestions, seamlessly execute actions across multiple applications, and ability to have this human-like kind of conversation. You know, with a smartphone, you know, just like, you know, the Tony Stark and Jarvis kind of Iron Man movie. So 1 year down the line, we leveraged on the success of S24, and then we defined the AI technology, the AI assistant on the S24 that depended strictly on manual prompts. Now, on the S24, you have a device that you can call an agent. Agent in the sense that it can actually preempt your actions, and of course make suggestions for you, okay, strictly dependent on your command. And apart from that, you can now have a free conversation, like human-like kind of conversation with your smartphone, just make yourself become more productive. And now you can seamlessly execute multiple actions, you know, across multiple apps by just giving a simple voice prompt. For instance, if you're on YouTube, you're seeing, let's say you're watching a movie on YouTube, and you don't want to bore yourself with the stress of having to go through all the entire length and all of that, you can just ask the phone, could you summarize this video and send it to my Samsung Note? And it will do that, it will execute that comfortably. Yeah.
So for my show like this now, can I just ask Samsung that, can you give me the hottest hot topics in Nigeria today?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it will do that for you.
Interesting.
So and it does it in human-like kind of conversation. So it makes it more interactive. So it's not like garbage in, garbage out thing. It waits for you to actually give it a prompt. And a whole lot of other features that, of course, time wouldn't permit us to exhaust and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, so they said the data privacy is a growing concern in this age of AI and other emerging technologies. How is Samsung ensuring that user data is fully protected now and in the future?
Oh, thank you very much. You know, we are in the era where people are so cyber conscious, of course, because of what's going on in the society. So we thought through it carefully, you know, to come up with this, to develop this device. Now, there's this personal data engine on the device that actually allows you to process everything you do on the device without necessarily connecting to the cloud. And when you eventually connect, when you have a need for you to connect to the cloud to experience those AI features that's strictly dependent on the cloud, there's this end-to-end encryption. We call it the post-quantum cryptography that actually encrypts whatever data that is being transmitted from your device to the cloud. So with that, you're actually safe. And for those images that are AI generated, there's this digital footprint that it leaves for people to actually know that this image was actually generated using AI. So with that, you're actually safe. So users, as they are, you know, being the best part of themselves, getting more productive, they are equally safe and secure.
Okay, so my question is for you, Oge. Okay. For me, it is about how are you making this convenient for customers to acquire? I'm a customer and I want to upgrade. Are there any incentives? What are the products options available?
So for that, we have this thing called the Pay Small Small. So it's for, I mean, you don't have to pay at once, so you can pay instrumentally. So that is a platform that we have. And then right now, we have the pre-order currently ongoing. So when you pre-order right now for the device with a minimum of 500,000 naira, you get gifts. So there are lots of things you can get, while just not only the device.
So yes. we had
even just to add to that, you can even trade in your old phones, and regardless of the brand. So it mustn't be Samsung. It could be any other product.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Interesting. So we hear about there's a partnership with Smart Money Woman. What's that about?
So this is something we're really proud of. I mean, like Steven had said already, the Galaxy S25 series, a very powerful device equipped with, enhanced AI camera, 8K video recording, and we decided to put our money where our mouth is and say, so we identified RSA, the brilliant RSA. She had already put out this, very lovely body of work, had been accepted on various platforms, and we said, come and use our device tech and use it to shoot your episode. So what she did was to write a spin-off of her lead character and shot the entire series using our Galaxy S25.
For real?
Yes, end to end. So no additional cameras, no DSLR cameras, nothing. It was all on this device.
Let me ask. Let her tell me. Harrison, are you there?
Hi.
Hi. Could you confirm what she just said? Is that true?
Yes, I confirm. What you just said. We were so excited to work with Samsung on this.
Yeah.
We created Lara Unlimited based off of their claim that the phone could shoot a film, and it did. The team was so excited to use it. It was very dynamic, and we're really excited to showcase the picture quality of this project in March to celebrate International Women's Day.
Wow. Looking forward to seeing that production. That's
absolutely
nice. Well
yeah. Okay, so how can people get their hands on this special, beautiful Galaxy S25 series? And is it immediately available?
No, so it's not immediately available. Like we said before, the pre-order is currently ongoing. Yes, so it's currently ongoing. So you should place your order. The pre-order ends on the 13th of February. So this is your chance. Place your orders, scan the code and do all of that and go and get your device. And then it will be in market
from next week.
Okay, from next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, from next week.
So that means if you pay now, you will start getting your phone.
Yes, yes.
So what if you trade in? When will you start?
So the trading starts in March.
Maybe the phone is around.
Yes, actually starts in March during the launch phase. So
yeah, from any Samsung authorized stores in Nigeria.
Dealership.
Okay, nice, fantastic. Any other thing you want to tell us, because I have a few more minutes?
Yes, this device comes in our local languages, so Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. So absolutely, so it's a dream to be honest.
It's a dream actually. Customized, right from setup.
We don't have a sample here to show, so we can.
Oh yes,
right here.
Is that it?
Absolutely,
yeah. Ahead of the pack. Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
Okay, so do you program the language you want, or
the options are there?
The options are there. So right from setup, you can just choose whether it's Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba.
Yeah. So the prompts, can my prompt also be my AI prompt? Can it be in Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba?
No. For now, no. But of course, subsequently, we're going to improve. We're going to definitely work on that.
But all your apps would be in your preferred local language.
Preferred local language.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. Maybe I'll check it out after the break.
Yes.
Arisa, anything else you want to see? You have a minute there, a few more minutes. Any final comments?
I didn't hear. Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I said, any final comments? We just have a few seconds left. Go ahead. Any final comments on the device you've used so far?
Oh, final comment. Everyone go and get the S25. I feel like it is a game changer for African creators, especially if you're a filmmaker or you're looking for more cost-effective ways to create content.
Well done. Thank you so much, Arese. Thank you very much for coming. I wish you the best in this new project.
Thank you.
Let's go on a very short break now. When we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. I choose to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musikis.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us for the very first time in our world-class studio
this new year
to talk about the Billionaires Conclave Summit 2025 is the best-selling author, relationship finance and leadership coach, and a friend of the house, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Welcome to the show.
Wow. Happy New Year. This our studio. It's powerful. It's powerful.
Good to have you.
Congratulations to TVC.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
to you. This is just amazing.
Thank
and Happy
you.
New Year.
Yes,
We're trusting
good to have you.
That 2025 will be good.
So we know that every single year, every first week in March, you have this Billionaires Conclave. Tell us a bit about this year's own.
Okay, yeah, let me start by thanking everyone. You know, I was here in December to talk about the free event. So we had an amazing event on the 3rd of January, the free School of Money Summit. We had over 30,000 people.
Wow.
Live in the audience. We had about 1,800 and we had over 28,000 people live online. It was hugely successful. And then right now, the videos are on my YouTube channel. And we're there over 45,000 people that have gone through that. So it's absolutely free to help put your 2025 in order. And then the Entrepreneurship Academy, the 1 week one, we had almost 700 people for 1 week. We fed them, we trained them, and the testimonials have been phenomenal. I needed to say that because the one we are talking of money, you need to know that the one we have done for free has been done. So this one now is time to pay for the paid one. So, well, I'm the global president of the Billionaires Conclave. And the Billionaires Conclave is a network of high net worth individuals, families, and organizations. We are members now in 21 countries and 6 continents. And what we do is when people join the conclave, every year we meet for 2-day fully residential events. And we do that so that we can network together, meet each other physically, and then train them and talk about things that will help them to be the best version of themselves. So it's absolutely free for all our members. But because there are a lot of people that don't have the capacity to become a member, or they want to benefit from what we do, so we then open it up to people, and then they pay to come and attend the event. So this year, I'm here to talk about 2 of that. So number 1, we have the Conclave Summit that is coming up on the 7th and the 8th of March. We've been using Marriott since day 1, so we've been partnering with Marriott since they opened. So every year we're at Marriott, so it's 2 days fully residential event. And this year we're looking at disruptions. We know we're now in a VUCA world, and VUCA is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. But now D has been added, so it's now VUCA, so disruption, because things are just changing. There's so much uncertainty. So we want to help people. So it's now for individuals, families, and organizations. How can you navigate this uncertain terrain? How do you survive in the midst of environments that are just, you know, all the business plan is not going according to plan. You plan to do this, somebody else is planning this and that. So it's going to be 2 days. And we're going to be having some amazing speakers. My friend is coming from the UK. He's a leadership expert. He lectures on leadership. And he's going to be talking about leading with courage.
Okay.
How do you stay courageous, leading the midst of all this? Everybody's looking up to you to make a decision, and you yourself, you are trying to understand what's happening. And then we're going to be having Mrs. Nike Ogunlesi of Rough and Tumble and Gatimo. This is one of the most phenomenal Nigerians that has done a lot of stuff in the area of disruption, and she's going to be sharing with us how you are going to be able to do that and stay strong over decades, just continually navigating that. And then we're going to have my friend from Landmark, Paul Wanebe, Landmark Africa. Paul is someone that has gone through so much, and the question is, how do you survive? Because many people only know about the demolition here. 9/11, he lost his business. People died. Yeah, in New York, people don't know. In Libya, they are building, during the war, building was bombed, people died. This one, so it's like, how do you go through all this stuff? And now someone that paid over 10 billion in taxes to Nigerian government in 2023, and less than 3 months later, you come to destroy that business, and over 60% of his revenue messed up. How do you go through that? So those are the things we're going to be, and I'm going to be taking people on a journey to look at disruptions from individuals, because disruption for individual is manifold now. Then we're going to look at families, because people are not realizing that this thing is affecting everybody. The jackpot thing is how do you do that? How do you do blended families? A lot of people don't even want to get married right now. A lot of people have grandparents, the children are abroad, the grandparents are here, nobody. So there are a lot of disruption going on in each of these areas. Those are the things that I'm going to be focusing on, and it's going to be phenomenal.
As a Billionaire Conclave member, since inception, I know what we'll be getting, but I think that one of the most powerful things for me is the community. The community that people will get to have when you are in that, if you sign up. So I'd like you to talk about the community advantage and the stories from the community.
Okay, so when people become a member of the Billionaires Conclave, apart from these events, which is free for them, we have 3 master classes that they enjoy, and then they have direct access to me all through the year to be midnight. Hello, I need this, I'm confused about this, and almost every day, even my children, Instagram, okay, Zoom, they know that people are calling. So, and then the community. Tokwe is a testimonial. When Tokwe came on board to pay for the first year, can you do discount? And I said, don't worry. I said, see, by the time you pay, to pay the other one will never be a problem anymore. And then she comes in there and she sees a lot of people like, this one is like, these people don't have 2 heads. And then all of a sudden, we've seen the story, we've seen the evolution. So you're going to be able to sit down with people you will not normally meet one-on-one. People that you probably see on TV, you are like, who owns this company? And then you are sitting down with them for 2 full days. You're able to network, you're able to hear their stories, you're able to hear their pain. And then when you need something done, you suddenly realize that there are some things that are more important than money. You may not have the money, but you have the contact, you have the relationship, you have the network. Somebody can make a call and sort out something for you. It's an amazing environment that anyone that is really serious can be a part of. So that's the first meeting that we have for the year that people should take advantage of. And how much is it? If you are not a member of the Billionaires Conclave, if you are a member, it's free. If you are not a member, it's just ordinary $2,000. But because we do dollars because we have people from all over the world. But for Nigeria, our exchange rate is 1,500. So that $2,000 is 3 million, and that covers for the 2 days hotel, all the work. By the time you see what we give people, the parks, the room, everything is top. It's really billionaire lifestyle. But what, you know, every time I come to your view, I give people, my people, special. So the 50% discount for this event expired in December. So we give 50% discount so that people will pay $1,000 instead of $2,000. But because of your view, I've told my people, we are now bringing back that discount from now till the 15th.
February.
Of February. So you can do 50%. And please, I'm saying it on national television.
Don't come and beg.
Those of you that have already paid, don't come and say, hey, this is a your view discount. Because some people have paid the 2,000 and now they are saying, how do you go back? It's special. So don't come and say they should refund your 1,000. Nothing for you. You have paid. But this is your view, people between now and 15, they do $1,000.
So how long is this summit going to go for?
It's 2 days.
And then, so from what time to what time?
So they come in, some people come in on Thursday, so they'll pay for an extra night. But it's from 9 a.m. on Friday morning. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. They will check out on Sunday morning.
So what are the specific topics that you're going to be talking about?
So like I said, my friend will be dealing with leading with courage. He's coming from the UK, leading with courage. So as a leader, how do you lead with courage in the midst of everything? How does a pilot keep driving when one engine is done and everybody's shouting Jesus, Allah, Muhammad, and the pilot is just there doing his job? How does the air hostess stay sane and say, okay, don't worry, sit down, and the whole turbulence, and it's because they've gone through a training, they've gone through a simulation that I brought there. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Then Nico Glesi will be speaking about standing in the place of integrity regardless of the tides around you. Because see, there are a lot of things that comes, and one of the things that many people do is that when they face challenges, they start cutting corners. They start reducing the quality of their product. They start looking, and then there's no way you'll be able to survive. You can deceive all of the people some of the times, but you cannot deceive all of the people all of the time. So when you see companies that have done 30, 40 years, it's because they have stayed true. And that's what she's going to be. And then she's going to be sharing from, rough and tumble, how she started and disrupted that market, and then Gatimo, and sharing that. And then Paul will be speaking to us on navigating disruption.
You see this, there was a free session, and I know some people, because some people will watch and they cannot pay. There's a free session that you did with
both of them.
With both of them, and it's on Instagram. I watched it. Like I've watched it twice.
It was helpful. So it goes to my question I'm about to ask you.
It's amazing.
There's some people that are listening, they really want to be there. They can't afford to be there. But maybe not financially now, but they can't afford to come to travel. Is there anything that you have created for those sort of people?
Number one, go to my YouTube channel. Every content I have is on the YouTube channel. Then number two, every event we have, we produce it.
Okay.
So it's available in a pack with DVDs, with links, with everything. So once you contact all the previous editions, they're all available so that people can have access to that. So that's the first meeting, and I want people to take advantage of. The second one is, last year I released a book, how to create wealth as a career person, because for many years people felt, oh, he's just talking to business, he's talking to business. Me, I'm a career person. And then I said, look, you don't understand. So last year I released the book, How to Create Wealth as a Career Person, and I went on 2 global tours last year. And my God, as I went around, I'm like, wow, people need help. And we need to go deeper than just books and all the stuff. So I came back and I curated a brand new masterclass. And it's for career people. So if you're a C-suite executive, because these people are just locked up in the rat race, and like I've always said, even if you win the race, you are still a rat. Whether your handcuff is made of wood, of silver, or gold, handcuff is handcuff. So I've curated a brand new masterclass for workers and career people, and that will be coming up on the 1st of May.
Okay.
And it's a whole day event. The book was written by myself, and I brought in 16 of my mentees. People I've trained over the last 10 to 20 years that are salary earners. They are still salary earners, but they are multi-millionaires. Genuinely, and they all share their story, how they made money legitimately, showing the, so it's all in the book. So I'm bringing them, and together we're going to spend a whole day to take you through the process on how you also can create wealth as a career person. That one is 500,000, but I'm coming early now
so you can start saving,
so that you can start paying. It's just 150,000 if you pay this month. So that's why I came now, so that not that you will now say you are not aware. So by the time I come back in April or May, so 150, you can pay the 50,000 February, 50,000 March, 50,000 April. You lock it in. So if you're an executive person, take your leave. If it's public holiday, but if you need to travel down, feeding, buffet lunch, tea break, materials, everything, and it's going to be an amazing
we have to wrap up with you, but just finally, numbers to call.
They should call all the numbers that we have on the screen right now. So take a picture of that. Just take a picture if you're on your phone, screen grab it right now, take those pictures, and then go straight to the phone lines. If you call, you're not getting through, send the chat, send the text, and we'll get back to you. So you can do 0809 144 7423, 0809 144 7423, or 0802 305 9058.
Thank you very much.
305 9058.
Dr. Olumide, right now.
Yes, so
thank you very much. All right, that's all we can take on this segment. We'll come back and continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars,
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, G Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some sports.
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas.
Thanks for staying with us. You know, whenever we have Dr. Umide, we just cannot allow him to go because we always need to, you know, zap some knowledge and experience from him. So it's important to discuss a few things with him before we let you go. So Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, today I'd like you to come and help us understand better how to manage money in marriage, finances in marriage, because recently we're getting quite a number of messages from people, and even on social media we see people complaining about how they're hiding finances from their spouses. You don't let your wife know how much you earn, you don't let your husband know that you're buying land, you're buying property, people are buying stuff around the world, and they're hiding it because they've been told that you better protect yourself. And but this also is fostering mistrust and distrust amongst couples, and it goes against everything we've been told, where you have to you are coming in 50-50 to support each other. You know, I know my mother was in a marriage. She built a house that my dad had no clue about. Eventually, he found that and he was wondering, where did you get the money to buy this house? But when things now went down, it was at my mother's house that he ended up staying on. But she was keeping it as her own personal secret for a while. So should women keep secrets? Should men keep secrets? I mean, because just to protect their sanity when it comes to finances.
Okay, so number one, there is the ideal, and then there's the real.
Okay.
So the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what kind of marriage do you have? As professionals, we have been able to identify 3 kinds of marriages that presently exist in our world. Number one, we have traditional marriages, which is what our parents went through. Cultural, traditional marriage. The man is the king, the woman does not have a space. Your space is in the kitchen. You can't talk. Daddy's coming, everybody's running around. Daddy cannot say I love you to mommy. Daddy cannot hug children. That traditional, cultural relationship that has its own pros and cons. Then number 2, we have contemporary marriages where, excuse me, you went to school, I went to school, you can't talk to me like that, women liberation, excuse me, I have my right, I have my this, I have my that, your money, and then we have that contempt, and then we have seen the problem it has caused. And then we have kingdom marriages. Kingdom marriages that is based on kingdom values, kingdom principles. And those 3 different kind of marriages will now determine how you act upon it. So when it now comes to finances, the ideal that should be is number 1, joint knowledge, joint planning, and joint decision making. Okay. That's the ideal for any marriage that wants to be the best version of itself. There must never be any money that your spouse has that you're not aware of. I'm into business. I can tell you for free, there are lots of people that have properties with us and that had investment with us in the days when we used to do investment, and they died, and property and everything is done. That we're now, based on integrity, be contacting them, say, hey, we don't know. They are not aware. Do you know how many money is locked up in Nigerian banking system? How many accounts, how many money Nigerian banks ask that nobody is coming to collect? How many money is locked up in shares in different finance houses, in different stockbroking firms, because somebody is hiding something? So there should be joint knowledge. Everything you have, I should be aware. Everything I have, you should be aware. Number 2, there should be joint planning. We should be able to sit down. When I met you, I proposed to you, I sat down, you accepted, we plan wedding. Why can't we plan our finances? So say, how much do we have? How do we want to run this? So we have joint planning. Then number 3, there should be joint decision making. When we are making decisions, we should make decisions together, because every decision you make will not always turn out right. So that when anything goes wrong, we now know that we agree together. And then where you now come into a place where we have a decision to be made, and then there's conflict of who should listen to who, then we now have to begin to ask 2 questions. Question 1, who has more knowledge and experience in that area? And then question 2, who should we defer to when we both have equal knowledge and experience? If I'm married to a judge now, and I'm not a judge, I'm an accountant, I want to make a legal decision in the family, there's nothing like I'm the head of the house. I don't understand law. I have to submit. I have to submit to you. No, headship is responsibility, it's coordination. Because the problem is that many times people are not well taught. Because you are not well taught, a lot of things are lost in translation, in emotional interpretation, and in all the garbage of our society. If all of us are going to the same destination right now and we all enter my car, only one person can drive. It doesn't mean you all cannot drive. Only one person can drive. So every other person must submit to the person driving, not because he's better, but because he has the responsibility to take all of us to our destination. But if while he's driving, hey, turn right now, why didn't you take that place? He should go to higher, go lower, overtake that one. Then you are being destructive. How will you feel? Because that's what a lot of people do. Men do it, women do it. So how will you feel if you are in the kitchen? You are supposed to be cooking. You are the woman. That's supposed to be something you should know better to do. And then I come, hey, have you put salt? Hey, okay, don't put more salt. Turn it like this. How will you feel? That's what many women do.
Like it.
That's what many women do. Hey, turn left, turn left. No, I'm the one driving. Let me drive. When you are driving, you drive. So many times we get all these things lost because we have a lot of baggages and a lot of voices that are controlling what we do. And many times people end up doing what people want them to do that is even contrary to what they would love to do. And they end up regretting it at the end of the day. Because by the time they push you out of your marriage, you'll be alone in the night holding to pillow, and they are in their own husband's house.
Holding to pillow.
Sir, they are in their own husband's house or
they are in their own wife's house, anyone.
Okay, so the question Murayo asked and the answer you gave, it still feels, because we have to put context to it, and everybody's context is a bit different. The average woman has been told that, you know, you would, when you make small money, you keep one here, you put one
and
here.
That's the cultural. That's where the problem comes from. So you are going on. Look, the person.
Lives, though,
when there is need in the house, I will bring that one I saved in the corner now and release it.
Because there's some irresponsible spouses.
That is what you are saying. So now, you see, two wrongs does not make a right. You don't change a principle because of the possibility of it going to be wrong. You don't say I'm not going to eat because maybe I can be poisoned. You don't do that.
But
you don't say I'm not going to. So you see, many of the counsels we grew up with, they are from cultural people. You see, what mother and grandmother told you is no more right. They are speaking from, because many of these people that were 50 years in marriage that we thought they were enjoying, they were not enjoying, you know, they were coping. So their coping mechanism was because an African woman will endure any stupidity from any man in the cultural era just because of children. Because of children. Many of our parents were just there because of us. The men were not good and they were waiting. So now what has now happened is they have come up with a lot of coping mechanism that has now become the wisdom of their era. That is a crisis of our own era. So what we see now is we have a lot of young men that grew up in that cultural context and say, this thing that dad is doing is not okay, I will never do this. So they grew up wanting to be the best man. Then you have a lot of young women that grew up in that era. No man will do this to me. We are now the contemporary people. So you, the man, you want to be responsible, you want to do school, you want to do homework, you want to reveal everything to the woman. The woman is coming with, no man can do this to me. So you now have a lot of men now suffering in their marriages. The good men are the ones suffering. Because the women now come with this defensive, so you have a lot of, I'm a pastor, I've been a pastor for 36 years. I'm telling you, when you sit down, you're like, where did we get to this bus stop? We are fighting battles that don't exist. The battles are out there, but it's not in your marriage. Did you see it in this man? Did you see it in this woman? Why are you judging this one? Don't allow your next to suffer for the sins of your ex.
So for those, so while you're in marriage, let's say it's a kingdom marriage and you have agreed on the principles and values, and then some things change. Is a spouse now allowed to take a different strategy because things have changed?
So number one, problem one, ineffective courtship. I've written lots of books on relationship. The number one problem of relationship is ineffective courtship. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, boy loves girl, girl loves boy, they fix date and they're talking relationship. They don't sit down. A lot of people, I did a research when I wrote my book, New Rules of Life. I did a research to find out, if you are to marry again, will you marry the same person? Over 80% of people said they will not.
Why?
Because they've gotten in there to realize that reality.com. If you think love is blind, marriage will open your eyes. Second question, when you got married, can you say that you were prepared for marriage, that you understood marriage? Over 80% of them said no. That is where the problem was coming from. Because many people...
But can you be fully prepared?
No, you cannot be fully prepared, but you can be adequately prepared to know what to do and what to look out for. A lot of people just go in there blindly. You cannot prepare your weapons of war on the battlefield. It's not going to work. You have to prepare. So, and then the courtship is not there. People don't court effectively. They go to cinema, they take ice cream, they watch movie.
So what's your idea?
Effective courtship is going for training. Now listen. Lawyers go to school, doctors go to school, they are trained. You want to marry, nobody's training you. Do you know that if you marry on Saturday, by Sunday they are telling you are a wife now?
Yes.
Within 24 hours, who taught me your wife? You are a husband now. Right. Who taught me? There is no school of marriage. Marriage is the only institution where you collect your certificate on the day of resumption. You are resuming, they are signing your death warrant, you are signing yourself away, and then you are collecting. So when you collect the certificate for a class you have not attended, an exam you have not written, what is that telling you? Telling you that we give you certificate by faith, now go and face your reality. That is then let's understand this. Anytime you are getting married, please know this. You are getting married to the past, the present, and the future of so you are getting married to. And I have said this thing over and over again. There is nobody on earth that can marry only one person. It's never going to happen. Why? Because in that one person you are married, there are 7 people inside. So when I'm meeting this young girl, I say, man, now, you can't marry one woman. You are going to marry 7 women minimum in your lifetime. And that 7 women is that one woman. You are meeting a young girl, and once you meet her, you fall in love with that young girl. But guess what? That is a lady that is engaged to you. You are cutting. The very minute you marry, that woman is straight. That one you met is gone forever. The woman that marries you, once she now marries, you will be shocked that the house you built before you met her, she will come and start changing color, changing my house. You're like, oh, okay, it's true. She's now the owner of you. You have to submit, even though you built the house before you met her, because she's now a wife. Her destiny is connected to your destiny. You can't just make a decision because you say you built it. No, it's no more your house. Guess what? The day she gets pregnant, your wife is gone forever.
She's now a mother.
You are now married to a pregnant woman and a mother, and then you'll be sharing things and all those stuff. And people don't know how to handle that. That's why the first time that infidelity enters marriage is when women are pregnant. The very minute women are pregnant, men don't know how to handle a pregnant woman because they have not been taught. Those are all the things. So it's like, she's this, she's that, and then they begin to look for something else. That's when infidelity starts. Over 70% of infidelities in Christian and non-Christian homes starts when the women are pregnant. Because she's pregnant, she's trying to understand herself. She doesn't even understand the hormonal balance. And you are still trying to say you want to come and the one you have done is causing trouble for her. You want to do more. You are not understanding, but you have needs, and then trouble comes. So when those changes come, we sit down again and we discuss.
Unfortunately,
communication is the lifeblood of any relationship.
This is where
there's no communication.
It's not good to start, Dr. Olumide.
No, you cannot consider our
guest is come. We have another guest.
He's a lie. We wanted to let the men on how to deal with pregnant wives. Because some men now, they are listening.
I was just saying this perspective. We always just blame the men, but you just said something that they don't understand. They've not been taught what to do.
Producer, do I have like 2 minutes?
But then me, I wanted to ask that realistically now, with the present way of life and everything that is happening, would you advise that a woman should have her own property different? Should save, as in have her own things on her own? Now, realistically, presently, with the way things are, with all the stories we're hearing,
I believe that every family should do everything joint knowledge, joint planning, joint decision making. But once you find out that the person you are in a relationship with is an irresponsible person and you cannot trust that person, there is nothing wrong in applying wisdom to preserve yourself for the cause of your children. What you now need to do is to make sure that whatever you are doing, you do it in the name of your children, not in your name. That's where people miss it. You see, there is nowhere you will go to that you will pass that exam. If you say you bought a land without your husband knowing, you build a house without your husband knowing, nowhere. The simplest way to survive a relationship is just flip the script. If it were you, will you like it? That's all. You will just see that your mind will simply change. If you suddenly realize your husband has a child that you're not aware of, how will you feel? If you suddenly realize that your husband has a house you're not aware of, how will you feel? So do unto others the way you want to be done unto you is the golden rule. So just flip it. You suddenly gain common sense.
So don't buy in your name, buy in your children's name.
If you are buying a land now in the name of your child, it is the man's child too. If you are building a house, no man can come and say, he should be just no, excuse me, we own the children. What are you telling me I don't have the right to build a house for my child? That's my own dream. So I have a dream to take care of my child.
That's one of the questions
that will shut the guy down.
There's no time. I would have asked you what a woman should do when she finds herself in a situation where the man has found someone else and he's taking
answer that question.
You can't answer it, but let him say, you send me the message.
All right. That's all we can
what you should do.
Thank you very much, Dr. You're always there for us to give us some knowledge. Let's go to shop. We're going to come back and bring in our guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jammies. Also,
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musikis.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer,
you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better. No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some what's his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
And so we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah?
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us is a multi-award-winning psychologist and community engagement strategist with a distinguished record of driving transformative impact across America, Africa, and the Caribbean. Her groundbreaking contributions have earned prestigious accolades, including honors from the United States White House, the U.S. Senate, and U.S. House of Representatives, underscoring her profound influence on social and organizational advancements. Welcome with us, Dr. Olukayode Efunuga, probably known as Dr. Kai.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
So, Wednesdays we celebrate women who are doing amazing work. We know we just like to leave out that one day where we just bring out women who are making us proud across the world and within Nigeria. So we just thought you're one person that we should also celebrate. Tell us a bit about the work you do and how you are where you are today.
Well, thank you so much. Well, just let me start this by saying it's a dream come true being at the table with so many fabulous, phenomenal Nigerian women.
Thank you.
As a woman coming from Nigeria, from the United States back home, this is a dream come true. So thank you all. My passion and my purpose has been with connecting ecosystems for social impact, specifically Africa, the Americas, and the Caribbean. It started off very young when my mother and my father married. You know, he's Nigerian. My father's Nigerian. My mother's American. When they married, and she came and she raised us here, I realized that going back and forth, there's such a huge gap, and it just innately happened. And being a psychologist and a social worker, and just wanting to be a change agent, I realized we can't operate in silos and in silence anymore. We must build bridges so that we can continue to, scale with impact.
Okay, so for people, we read your CV, so like we know what you do.
Yes.
But I would like you to talk about the impact of, like, what was when you think about why I'm doing this, what's like that moment that flashes through your mind that highlights the impact of what you're doing and drives you to continue to do more?
Oh, that's a great question. You know what? I think when you realize you're impactful, obviously there's metrics to every program you have. So the metrics for impact has to be built into the program. However, if you're talking about the feeling, you're being impactful when you're exhausted and you still want to wake up and continue. You're being impactful when, the check may be there, may not be there, but you see the smiles on the family's faces, or you understand that you shifted someone's life just one more, meter towards where they need to go. There's so many signs of impact, but for me, impact to me is when we're building bridges across cultures and continents, and we're seeing each other for the first time in ways we've never seen each other before, which to me is where I'm going with impact at this point in my life.
Okay, so is there at any point that there were challenges or anything that would have made you say, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore, or something that would have said, let me relax and then come back, Is there that moment?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's so many barriers when you want to do something beyond what people can see. Obviously, I'm not sure if you know, the first impactful program I built was called the Made Man Foundation. And it came from me being a psychologist, sitting with youth every day, being a psychotherapist, and realizing that we really need positive black men in our homes. And I also realized my daddy issues were translating in my life as well. So to be transformational, I started trying to do some great work to bring positive men into the communities, to build our families and work together, our women, for the sake of our children. And in doing that, and not focusing on myself and my worries and focusing on building our families, it changed me and my life. So serving others definitely serves you. And the United Nations and everyone came to us, yes.
I'm told that we have to disconnect from TVC News right now because there's an event, there's live coverage of the installation of newly appointed monarchs in Adamawa State. So we have to cut off right now.
Great.
It's going on right now, but for those of you still watching, you can watch us online. You can also watch us on YouTube and watch us on terrestrial channel. Okay, so go ahead.
Yes, I was going to say that because you have, I think it's a blessing, have the Nigerian background and the American background, and you're able to navigate both. What do you think, in the work that you've done, what do you think that Nigeria has that you know, you could export to America, and what have you done in that regard, and what is it that you think Nigerians may learn more from the other culture?
Whew, that's a heavy one. Well, I believe that it is a unique blessing to be from both cultures, but in looking at all of your profiles, most of you studied all over the world, so I think we all understand the benefits of bridging those gaps. I believe as a Nigerian American coming home, what Nigerian Americans are missing, and my cousin also came home from the United States, is the cultural heritage, community, connectivity that Nigerians have. We don't have that in the United States. We don't really gather together. We don't celebrate age. We don't celebrate, you know, weddings and birthdays. We don't celebrate life in the same way. So I think that Nigerian Americans miss the culture, the richness of being Nigerian and being at home. I think Nigerians might miss probably some level of, I would hate to say this, I would say infrastructure.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. That's okay. Yes, however, Nigerians have done a great job of making it happen no matter what. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. And I'm a New Yorker, so, but I definitely believe Nigerians could use a lot more of some level of infrastructure, because we have so much intellectual capital, human capital, so many resources, but we could be able to cultivate it a lot better.
Let's talk about your social impact initiatives that you've done specifically, because we're hearing all these things and we're thinking, okay, what exactly has she done? Yes. She's giving them rights, or she's buying paying school fees, or she's probably, you know, what exactly has been done, and how are you doing it, and how many lives have you touched so far?
No problem. Well, my first initiative with the Made Man, we worked with probably over 70,000 leaders, connecting leaders to the youth, and we started working with the United Nations, African Union, and bridging the gap between the Americas, Africa, and the Caribbean, with transformational male leaders coming back into the homes and communities and giving back so that we can accelerate our agendas as families. From that came me being an advisor with the United Nations, ECOWAS, and numerous international entities, just really trying to do bridge gapping. And now, furthermore, we developed an initiative called Connecting Women in Trade, in which we're connecting 1 million women between the Americas, Africa, and the Caribbean to trade. And now every woman is in trade. We're all in trade, but we don't see each other. We're all in associations, and we don't collaborate. So we're collaborating 10,000 associations that work with 100 women within those regions to exchange resources through think tanks, trainings. We're partnering with George Washington University, the United Nations. So many amazing entities are partnered with us to connect 10,000 entities via 1 million women for trade. And we're very excited about that program.
So their testimony.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. I choose to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket. She
says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have our guest. And I had a question before the break.
Yeah, so what you do is huge, and the impact probably would be more. Can you share personal stories of how the connections you've made, the trades that have happened, and the impact on the lives of those that are in Nigeria who benefited from it, or even from the Made Men Foundation, and the impact on the families who now have strong male models and all of that?
Well, I mean, there's so many great stories to tell. I guess sometimes I miss the opportunity to tell them. I mean, I think one of the best opportunities that I've seen is when I was working with George Foreman, and the boxer and his family, and he desperately wanted to connect and open up some sort of boxing program in Nigeria for youth, to connect. And he had no idea where to begin. And from doing the Made Man, one of the great things about giving back is I sort of became the bridge for everyone to trust coming back to Nigeria through me. And that's happened a lot. And he's one of the many individuals, and the NBA, the NFL, so many entities want to come back home. And I've been blessed to be able to make those connections. And I know those organizations may be big, but they don't know where to begin, but they know that we are the Mecca for entertainment. They know we're the Mecca for humanity and for intellectual capital, but they don't know how to bridge that gap. So sometimes in just servicing families, you're not realizing you're now touching the globally with impact. So I've brought in so many incredible change agents such as that through the embassy in the United States to come back here. And we've done so many projects like that. And it started with community service. But then they started trusting the process and the empowerment of it all, and building bridges organically through these leaders, so they don't have to, so they can build the trust.
What did George Foreman do in Nigeria? Did he do anything like?
Yeah, he came and started a boxing camp and stuff for youth. But he and so many other, we've bought hotel groups here. We've bought entertainment groups, and we brought groups here from so many different sectors just because of the trust equity. And we continue to do that work, and the millions that we're connecting goes beyond the community service. It just translates into economic development, so many other things.
So the boxing community, is it still the boxing community?
Oh yes. He's actually going into other countries as well.
Okay, so this is your community.
So I love that you're talking about bringing them in, because there's a phenomenon we're dealing with here in Nigeria. It's called the Japa syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of it. Where it seems everybody's leaving Nigeria to go to America. Like, I know you said infrastructure is better. Like, what? That's why I asked you that question initially. Knowing that for the dual cultural perspective that you have, what do you think that Nigerians may be missing if they're so focused on going to America instead of staying back, especially now when we feel like we need them more? Because many of our hospitals were losing doctors, Right. So what do you think, as an American and Nigerian, can speak to this phenomenon, saying, there's something that can be done here and it's just as beneficial as going to America?
Well, I think that just goes back to being where you're really from, cultural psychology. I mean, there is a lot of great gifts out in the world, but ultimately, a Nigerian is only a Nigerian when you're home. So being accepted, there are a lot of barriers when you travel. There are a lot of barriers culturally, economically, socially, psychologically that you have to deal with every day besides the day-to-day. when you come home, one of the things when I came home, I no longer had to make excuses. I no longer had to apologize for having so many degrees, so for being so aggressive, for being so boisterous, for being so, what's the
Nigerian.
word? Right, Nigerian. But I was apologizing for that for so long until I came home. And now here I'm motivated. I want to do so much more. I'm surrounded by so many positive people that just push you. So you no longer have to wear masks. You can just be yourself. And that is a layer that can take off so many barriers when you're trying to get to the next level in your humanity. And
interesting. When my brother's sons came around a few years ago for the first time, and they said something very similar to what you just said. You come here, you feel like this is home.
Yes.
All the various masks you have to wear outside the country, it drops off, and you feel comfortable.
Right.
You feel like you're equal to everybody here. So I get that. Now let me go to the issues of the vices young people go through, the parenting, families, the fact that there's a lot of disconnect amongst families. What is your organization or what is your NGO? What is it doing to help families make a better connection with their kids to reduce the amount of vices these young people go into?
Well, one of the things that we are doing is rebuilding the family unit so that the mother and father are communicating differently, despite any sort of challenges they may have. And we're also rebuilding the cultural barriers so that children realize no matter where you are, we're all going through the same thing. So you don't have to hide. Talk about what you're going through. This white girl over here is going through that. This black girl is going through that. That matters when you're telling children to come outside of their comfort zones. And I believe we're also building generational legacy in some way that's transformational, because we're making sure that the barriers between humans and societies and cultures are being broken so that we can continue to scale together, which is huge. Believe me, if we continue to operate in silos and in silence, we would not be able to exchange resources. And if you don't scale up here, you can't scale down here. It's grassroots to grass tops.
Well, how did you get into this? Like, tell us your personal story.
How? Why story?
Yes.
So
why did you do it, and how did you even get into it? Like, how did it happen?
Well, oddly enough, being first of 7 with my mother and father, I always felt accountable. That it was something I had to do, and I sort of fell into that role. And then going back to the States with my mother, and she was by herself, I took on this role, and I went to be a social worker and a psychologist. And believe me, I hate to say it again, but my life circumstances pushed me always to look for answers. And in that, I just started doing the work, and I was lucky enough, I hate to share so much of my personal life, but I was lucky enough to date a gentleman who worked for BET. So I got into the entertainment world, and then I said, if I know all these great people, let me bring them into the community. And I did that with sports, then I did that with film and production, and it's been people in my life taking me to their doors, opening their doors for me, and me thinking about how I can create impact from these relationships.
Not a bad thing.
Right. Yes,
okay, so this is your community, right? Do you have the white people in this community? And
of course, we have all of that.
Yeah, okay. So how are you impacting the white people with what you know from the Nigerian side?
Well, what we're doing is we're connecting with the Connecting 1 Million Women in Trade. We're literally putting together 10,000 associations within 102 countries to empower them to be able to give women money to scale in trading, with financing, with trainings, and through think tanks. That's never been done before. So that in itself is very exciting. And these women, no matter what color they are finally exchanging resources. That's never been done before.
Tell us about your access to the White House. Tell us about that story. How did that happen?
She's been very careful not to drop names. And I thought,
I know.
This is you. This is Nigeria. Remember where you are. In Nigeria, you say who you are. You will tell them, do you know who I am? Do you know who I know? But please remember, so we would like you to talk about those.
Tell us about the honors.
Tell us about those connections.
Yes. Well, you thank God for all the community work. Like I said, when you stop looking for yourself, people see you. So I'm doing all the community work I've been doing. I was lucky enough to work with Biden-Harris with their mobilizing black male leaders for voting. I'm just a mobilizer. I work with the White House for mobilizing youth for their summits. I've been honored by the White House in numerous other officials because of the community service work I'm doing. And I've been able to become an advisor with the ECOWAS Diplomatic Corps, which was very dear to my heart because of the fact that we're building bridges. Yes, and I represent Vic Culture, under culture, you have music, you have food, you have, you know, the way we dress, fashion. The biggest connection is culture. 1,000,000%. Even when we do cultural programming, we always make sure that when we do tourism programming or any kind of programming to bridge ecosystems and cultures, we always go to entertainment. That's the first way we go to, because that's the first thing people can, you see, go to concerts, you see white people singing to songs that they're singing Yoruba Asha. They're singing Asha song, it's sold out, they don't know one word. So like that's when the world is smiling, that's when you're being impactful.
But what are your like top celebrities that you've worked with and you've generated a lot of views? I want you to drop names. Sorry, I'm going back. I've had the pleasure to work with so many amazing celebrities, from in Nigeria, the WizKids, and in the U.S., the Beyoncés. I've worked with Matthew Knowles. I've worked with so many amazing. The Roots, Jill Scott. So many NFL players.
Do you think she deserved the award she recently got for best country music? I mean, there's a lot of controversy. I hear people are not happy about that. Some are happy, others are saying that there are other people like Dolly Parton who, I mean,
there's Beehive sitting right here.
So many people.
We're here for you.
So what are your thoughts on that award?
I believe Beyonce's done a lot for our culture, and however she can get awarded for that, let's give her our own. If someone else wants their own, they need to come out and do the work. That's what I believe.
I like that. Yes.
Okay. What you know, working with these celebrities and what do you like listening to them and maybe picking their brains? What do you think? How do they see us? You know, how do they? I know a lot of people want to collaborate with us music-wise, but I'm wondering about like fashion, you know, food and all the other. Like, are they looking at Nigeria now, Africa now, and thinking I need to get there? Or what's it like now?
It's funny, and a quick story before we end. I remember years ago, I had the opportunity to work with a gentleman named Paulo. He used to do concerts, etc., in Nigeria, and then went global with One Music Africa Fest, and caused Kanino, so many amazing people in Nigeria. And they years ago, maybe even 15 or so years ago, they used to call me, Kai, Davido wants to collaborate with, you know, Christopher Brown, and I would call Christopher Brown, Rihanna, and them like, come collaborate. They're like, who, what? You crazy. Right?
Yeah.
So then now, just years later, seeing just in real life, these collaborations are happening, and so many people in the States are always calling me, Kai, we want to bring Nollywood, we want to bring Hollywood. They're so excited. Yeah. It's just so excited. You guys, Nigeria is the Mecca.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show. We have to wrap up, but hopefully we can bring you back and you're doing other stuff in this country.
Definitely, we look forward to it.
That is all we can take on today's show. We learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Thank you.